Hi Gemini, welcome to your July 2020 reading. Thanks for joining me. My name is Michelle. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. Gemini, let's take a look at the oracle cards for July. Overall, what I'm getting around this is the spirit of communication, opening up talks, negotiation. There's a link. The link here, I feel, is linking to worlds, linking to beliefs, linking to people. It comes from a place of enlightenment, illumination, and the expression of what is going to make one happy. So it could be you towards another person here, Gemini, or they to you. But it does come about as a talk, some kind of expression between the two of you. We have the card of New Moon Fae, and that's soul scrying. So there has been this feeling of isolation or abandonment. I feel that that's past energy. It also feels like something is missing, that other half. So it feels like the connection, there's a strong connection with someone around you, Gemini, but there's a distance between the two of you, but there's talks, negotiating, perhaps about bringing this together, but we'll see where that goes. There's a feeling here as well that something has been denied, denying yourself, denying the whole you, denying that sense of coming together. Now, as a result of that, there may have been something that feels like a tendency to turn to something that is unhealthy in order to cover something up or to fill a gap. It could be food, it could be alcohol, it could be eating, sleeping, depression maybe. Maybe not that bad, but for some, it'll be different for all people. But Gemini, I get an energy here of covering up, trying to fill a void, what's missing. But there seems to be, after finding clarity of what's going to make you happy, there seems to be an expression of happiness, joy towards another person. Now that could be you to them or they to you. So however this resonates, can resonate of course the opposite way around. And if you are cross-watching, this could be a Gemini that you're dealing with. Let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. Queen of Pentacles energy. Queen of Pentacles energy, it's nurturing, it's self-nurture, it's self-care. It speaks to me of health as well. Grounding yourself, getting yourself healthy. So let's see. We'll cut these cards and we'll focus in on the past energy around you, Gemini, where you currently stand. Hopes around this for the future. How you feel about the other person or the situation. What are the strengths, the challenge? Let's take a look at what's hidden or unexpected about this. The potential outcome and the overall energy. Overall, we've got the Eight of Cups in the reverse. So I feel like there's a return to something, or even a sense here of trying to work on something, trying to work through. There's also an energy around this of having done that, needing to change, needing to make a move. So getting this kind of transitional or in-between state at the moment where you're still trying to work on something, but you may need to get out of that. Let's see, in the past, we've got the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So I'm getting some feelings around this of envy, being envious of other people's circumstances, what they have, and not feeling fulfilled. There is a sense around you, Gemini, in the past of not having what you needed in terms of lifestyle, comfort, security. You may be looking towards either fulfilling that for yourself or perhaps fulfilling it through a partnership. But either way, I do feel that there's this sense of dissatisfaction in general when it comes to your circumstances and what you have, what you've built. current energy, I've got the Page of Wands for July. So there's that opening up communication, an expression of some kind. Either you're receiving a message or you're sending a message. The hopes, we've got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, so something that you're hoping to turn around. I feel it has to do with fortunes. You feel like you've been in an unfortunate cycle for a while, things not going your way, and so you're hoping for that wheel to turn back in your favor, for the cycle to be to come back around to a place where things are changing for the positive. Now, how you feel about the other person, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. So you're thinking that this has potential to pay off long term. I'm feeling more of a security energy around this, I just have to be honest. I feel like it's negotiating something that has potential to be long term, and it has to do with finances, has to do with finding that stable partnership, a place where you can put down roots. Now, the strengths here is the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it seems to be mostly about money. I mean, that's what I'm feeling. I feel like there's financial things to talk about with someone. Now, the Page of Wands, it could be to do with a love partnership, but for others of you, it has to do with career. With all of these Pentacle cards, I feel like it's something, you could be negotiating a career change, Gemini. But I do think for you, you're looking at it as potential, but you're not absolutely certain. Because for you, I think you want to see the bottom line. You want to see the offer on the table. You want to know what this is. I don't feel that you're going to entertain anything that feels like it's not going to pay off for you. Yeah, I get this as long-term benefits to do with financial security and a change in your circumstances. The challenge is the Star. Yeah, you know, I feel this sense around this of something that feels just out of reach, like wanting to attain something that feels like it's going to pay off for you, but feels like you may not get there. Yeah, there's that essence of just being out of reach. You know, it feels to me like you're looking at other people thinking, well, they have it, or they seem to be happy, or they seem to have what I want. And for you, it just feels like that, just out of reach kind of energy. And that's why that's coming up as challenging energy, because you feel it's there, but you can't quite grasp it. You haven't made it. It hasn't made it into reality. It hasn't manifested in the real world. It's more about a dream, a goal, something that you aspire to. Now, Gemini, what's hidden here is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So I do think that this dream that you have here is very much tied to how much money you can get out of it. Like, you really want this to be something that you can point to and say, that is going to pay off for me. I'm going to end up with this amount, or I'm going to end up in this position. But what's hidden here is that by releasing that notion of it needing to be connected to a financial bottom line, that will give you a better chance of success than needing things to be more of this tangible energy. You know, it feels like someone here who's focused a bit too much on the material, not enough on the spiritual or the creative side. You know, what's truly fulfilling at the end of the day isn't how much money something makes us, but it's more about what we enjoy creating, what we really enjoy doing. So it's about looking at things in a way that is different to how you viewed it in the past. What does success mean to you? Is it material, or is it something that you're passionate about, Gemini? Let's have a look. The Two of Cups in the outcome. So there is this negotiation. I feel like it's negotiating with someone. It doesn't have to be about love either. This can be financial negotiations with a contract, a job, signing on the bottom line here when it comes to something that you're going towards. It feels to me like it has a lot of potential to pay off, but it may not. I have to be honest, I feel it may not pay a whole lot. Now, you are negotiating with someone about this deal. Yeah, it feels like something that it's new. I feel it's creative. All right. Now, it feels like you have this ambition. You want to get to this star energy. It's just been out of reach for you. But there is something on the table. There's an opportunity around you with this Ace of Pentacles. And it looks really good. And I think that you're really at this negotiation stage where you're thinking about, how does this look? How is this going to pay my bills? Am I going to be able to do this on the scale of reality? Is this just a dream, or can I really go for this? So it seems like I'm speaking to a Gemini here who has in the past felt a bit, I get a sense of dissatisfied. You may have been working at a career for a long period of time. It just felt a bit soul destroying, soul scrying. But it almost feels like it gave you money, but it didn't give you what your soul wanted. Gemini, that's the way that I'm feeling around this. And after having this sense of illumination of what's going to bring you joy, you're now faced with a choice. And it's a challenging choice because it may not pay that much. But let's have a look. I'm going to get the Wheel Tarot and let's start to clarify. We'll start with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Could be about love, of course, moving in together, and needing to see. Maybe it's about marriage. It could be that as well. Needing to negotiate about who's going to pay for what. Let's see. We'll start with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Let's clarify that past energy for Gemini. I'll take both of those. They popped out together. Three of Cups in reverse and the World in reverse. So a cycle that didn't really pay off. And it seems to me like there were people around you, Gemini, that weren't really serving you. I get people that were holding you back for whatever. It speaks to me of people who were maybe just a little bit too. I get bad influences for some reason. I'm getting bad influences around you in the past. Now, I'm picking up more as acquaintances. They could have been, I don't think that they're work people. They could have been around your work, but I get a group of friends, maybe a social circle. Could even be like a social media or something like that. But whoever these people were, Gemini, I do get them being a block. They may not have been on board with this change that you wanted to make in your life, and they may have been people who were kind of enabling this unhealthy pattern. I get for some of you it may have been like going out partying a lot, something that feels like it's just kind of filling a void, filling a hole, rather than going towards what you need to achieve, which is more about a sense of being satisfied with your work, with what you love to do. Yeah, it feels to me a restrictive energy around that. Now, let's take a look at the Page of Wands. Current energy. I feel that this is this contact with someone. The Four of Cups in the reverse. It's pulling you out of that depression, right? It's something that's giving you that spring in your step. I get a return to feeling more vital, return to a more youthful feeling, a more healthy feeling. Yeah, it's kind of that idea that you get in your mind of starting to think, well, you know what? I've got a reason to be optimistic. I'm going to have a positive mindset rather than believing that things are bad, staying in that place of some of you, I get depression. Others of you, it may not have been that bad. It just could have been a place of dealing with some emotional stress in the past and dealing with it in terms of going out drinking, that kind of thing. Could be you, Gemini, could be the opposite way around. Remember, this can be reversed, but I feel like things are starting to look good for you. You're starting to get that spring in your step back, starting to feel more like yourself. Let's take a look at that Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Your hopes around this. King of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is an energy around you. It's this connection. I feel it's this connection that you feel is going to bring you into positive change. So there's an influence around you, possibly fire sign, but it doesn't have to be. Get someone who is a very charismatic, somewhat of a leadership role. They are very much an influence on you in a way which makes you think. I get it as making you think. Thinking about change, it illuminates. This person makes you happy. So you're starting to think, okay, well, maybe I need to make some changes. Let's take a look at the Seven of Pentacles as how you feel about this person or the situation. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. It's this conflict between your physical needs, what you need day to day, versus a very strong feeling of not wanting to go down the road of long term. I mean, that's what I see, Gemini. I think that you want to maintain your independence. You're not looking for marriage, or I don't feel that you want marriage. I get the sense that you are, though, looking at how you can pay the bills, that kind of thing. So it feels like you're negotiating with someone, but at the same time, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, I don't really want to commit to it. Yeah, I get more of a playful kind of energy with that Four of Cups in reverse and Page of Wands. Playful kind of energy. But there is someone around you that is negotiating with you about potential future, something that feels it's an offer on the table anyway, something that has a long-term potential. But I do get an aversion to something that feels more traditional, family. You may be someone who just doesn't want to get married again, or something like that. Let's take a look at this Ace of Pentacles as the strength here, Gemini. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, I think I'm speaking to a Gemini here who has a very strong attachment about money. The need for money, focus on money. So that's the strength. This person here, this King of Wands energy, I feel it's more about what this person can provide in terms of structure, money. I get it as, actually, you don't like the structure, but you'd like the money. I mean, I'm sorry to say it that way, Gemini, but that's what I'm getting. So for you, you are putting effort towards this. You're thinking about it though. You're thinking whether it's really what you want. On the other hand, you're thinking, well, maybe I just want to stay independent. But I do get this energy around you of feeling like dissatisfied with your group of friends or social circles or partying, that kind of thing. Yeah. Let's see. The star here as the challenge. The devil. Yeah, it's that thing. It's that attachment to a desire for something that feels just out of reach, that you can't reach. But the thing is, I'm not sure what you're aspiring to here, Gemini. I don't think you're aspiring to a commitment with this person, but I'm getting some kind of aspiration around it, potentially around a lifestyle. Yeah, it's very much an attachment to money and a very strong influence around money, status, things that you can touch, but it just seems to be like just out of reach, and it's kind of bedeviling you. I get it as being somewhat of a challenging thing, because it really drives you, this sense of, oh, I really want that, but I just can't seem to get it. It always kind of slips away from me. It feels like that. Let's have a look at that Four of Pentacles in reverse as what's hidden. Yeah, the Two of Pentacles in reverse. It seems to be look at all these pentacles. Yeah, I feel like there's negotiations with this person. It's either a lover or a boss. Someone around you that you feel, well, being honest, it feels to me like negotiating love in return for something. I mean, I hate to put it that way, but that's the way it looks to me. I'm not getting any emotion here. So if this is about love, then there's no emotional aspect. It's a transactional relationship. I think that there might be love from this King of Wands towards you, but not you towards this King of Wands. But you are there, you are trying to work on this component, negotiating a love relationship, but it's about the attainment of something that feels just out of reach. Gemini, this may not be you. It could be the opposite way around. It could be someone around you. It could be a daughter. Whoever this is has a very strong attachment to the material. And at the moment, I feel that they're financially hurting. Now, if this is the opposite way around, then you may have a fire sign in your vicinity, Gemini, who is this way. Just putting it out there. Okay. Now, it's very playful at the moment, but there's some kind of energy around this person of wanting more. Very strong attachment to building wealth, status. Could be like a trophy kind of situation as well. I see that. Let's take a look at this Two of Cups, this negotiation. The Sun. Yeah, negotiating this happiness, an expression of positivity, joy, feeling inspired. Feeling inspired. I do get inspiration. This King of Wands is inspirational. They're coming in here, they're negotiating, but there is an attachment around money that is coming up here as the strength. So it may be that you don't feel love for this person, or they to you. It could be either way, but it feels like it's more about something that can bring joy and happiness to someone, but not one person might be getting love from it, which brings joy and happiness, and the other person might be getting what they wanted in terms of status, wealth, something that they can hold in their hands and say, I have this. And that brings joy and happiness. So illumination is really about illuminating what makes people happy. You know, not everything brings us joy. Not the same things. We don't experience joy from the same things, if I can get those words out. So I feel like we're talking about two different people here. One person will experience joy by having someone around them, love, companionship. The other is more about material wealth and what can be provided. Okay, let's have a look. It's all about what feeds the soul. And is this going to be enough? You know, the thing is, from Spirit, what I'm getting here, Gemini, is to think about what truly makes you happy. Is it the physical? Is it material? Or is it something else? You know, what is this missing element? What hasn't brought you satisfaction in the past? Yeah, tough one. Let's have a look and see what the Eight of Cups in reverse is as the overall energy. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Well, that's you. The sense of going around in circles, being unhappy. I think that in the past you've been in some kind of cycle where I do get that you've been trying to fill a void through something that was excessive. You know, the new moon Fae, it does speak about something being missing. It indicates an experience of some kind of false belief. You may not, you know, the thing is that there's an energy around this of not liking or accepting yourself, choosing to hide from your true self. This wild energy that I feel around this. I also get a sense of depression, drinking, eating, sleeping to drown out that inner voice and ability. Fearful energy. Yeah. So a lot of dark night of the soul energy around this, and misunderstandings. Also, I get a sense of a tendency to turn to alcohol, food, or other substances to drown out the voice, to drown out some kind of longing or yearning. Yeah, a little bit of dark energy around that, but the thing is, with the Three of Cups, the World in reverse, and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it seems like this cycle that you've been in, Gemini, is not feeding the soul. It's just something to cover up something that feels painful. And it's a sense of not liking who you are. Really, with that Nine of Pentacles in reverse, a sense of a lacking self-worth, lacking self-esteem. And covering it up with sometimes the thing is, what happens when we go to a party or we go to an event and we don't feel good about ourselves, we're lacking confidence. Oftentimes we'll turn to alcohol in order to give us that bravado, give us that sense where we can go out and pretend, put on that false belief, right? Make other people believe that we're something that we actually don't feel that we are. And that's what I'm getting around you, Gemini. But the thing is, now with this playful energy, I think that somebody is around you, this King of Wands energy. It seems to be in a negative cycle at the moment, but I do get the sense that you're thinking about, I think that this person you may have recently either broken up with this person, or they've left you, perhaps because of this negative cycle. And right now I just get you kind of going full force into this, I get a depression after an abandonment. after somebody leaving, and you're being playful, you're covering things up, but it's more about I feel like it's some kind of substance. That's what I'm picking up now. Sorry about this heavy reading, Gemini, but that's what I'm getting now. You do want things to turn with this person. I do think you're starting to see the value in this person, but you're still thinking about whether or not you want this commitments. You know, you may have had some kind of breakup with this person over commitment, them not committing to you, or vice versa. But the strength around this is all to do with stability, security, and laying the foundation for something that can pay off, get you into this place of being able to care for yourself. Because it feels to me that there's a lack of wanting to remain independent here. Now, you may have been independent for a long time, but it feels to me like you actually didn't enjoy it. You spent a lot of time socializing, but with people who were not good for you. And I get an enabling kind of energy around that, and it was a cycle. It was a cycle. Now, is this thing that you have an aspiration to, which for some of you it could be this person, but it feels like it's just been out of reach. You know, it's kind of that bedeviling energy, that thing that just gets snatched away at the last minute. Feels to me like this has been snatched away at the last minute for whatever reason. And now you're suffering some kind of consequence around needing to reprioritize your life, money issues. There's an attachment to finances here, and you're negotiating in order to get this person back, I feel, or they you, and you're discussing what brings you happiness. I think for you do want to be with this person, but you may have wanted to have it without commitment, but I feel like there's somebody here who wants to commit. They need that commitment, and so there's negotiation here to commit. Now, the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Queen of Swords in reverse, I feel this is you, and I get that for you it's about closing out this cycle of not getting what you truly want. You know, it's here. It feels like it's here, but it's within reach, but yet you won't conquer this final hurdle to get it. It feels like you retreat back into this place of sadness, being disappointed, kind of like a self-sabotaging energy, really, of just quitting or giving up or something like that, or making poor choices. So Gemini, you know, tough energy around this. Let's see, I'm going to get a surrender card. Again, this may not be you, it could be the opposite way around. Now, what I'll be doing in the extended, guys, is I'll be doing the flip side, so how your person feels. So if you're interested in that, please do click on the part 2 below. It'll be about another 30-minute reading, so I'll be doing a full reading for that person that you're dealing with, most likely this King of Wands. So let's see. Gemini, what needs to be surrendered here? What needs to be surrendered for Gemini? Don't forget to press that thumbs up button as well, guys. Please leave me a comment if you're enjoying these readings as well. This one's a heavy one, you know, Gemini. I've been picking up this energy around Geminis for a while, but, you know, I feel like I'm reaching out to somebody who really needs to conquer some kind of demon here in order to get what they want. Now, surrendering worry. It's interesting because I get a lot of anxiety around this, being worried about making a commitment. That's what I feel. You know, really, instead of focusing on how things will be like 10, 20 years from now, because that's what I'm sensing, that a lot of this concern is about. Well, what if it fails? You know, is this going to, if I put my effort towards this, is this going to lead to anything? It's about surrendering worry. an attachment to the future, to the really long-term thing. And instead, I get opening up to negotiating with someone and seeing where it goes, rather than getting to this place of it not engaging. I get a closed off energy around you and just kind of a walking away feeling. Yeah, it's about really putting skin in the game, getting involved. I feel like I'm talking to a Gemini who has in the past resisted that out of fear, out of worry. But I feel like that you're being asked to change. There is negotiation. So we'll see where that goes. We'll have a look at this in part 2. Again, guys, I'll be doing the extended. It'll be how your person feels. So we'll see what's going on with this fiery energy around this individual. So we'll see where that goes. Again, it's below in the descriptions box. You can click on that link if you're interested and this is resonating. If you'd prefer a personal reading, you can email me, gypsyinsights@gmail.com. And that email is also in the box below. Don't forget to share me on your social media. And if you're a newcomer, please do press that notification bell and subscribe. I'd love to have you. Wishing you the best, Gemini. I'll see you in part 2, or I will see you soon. Bye for now.